I'm just gonna adjust this. Today we're talking about creating your OC for healing art purposes. I may have to adjust this. So I find that a good reason to have an OC in the context of healing art is for oh gosh, let me get my thoughts together. Is to kind of work out your own problems. It's a sort of diary, but more like personified. I use my Melba character. You can see her as my profile picture, and sometimes I will draw her in different situations that make me feel a little bit more like I can, since I can't verbalize what I'm feeling all the time, I'll use her as my little puppet kind of, but on paper or on my iPad sometimes. I find it therapeutic to be able to take out your anger, your frustration, or your joy through using an OC. Another thing that is really cool is that the thing that I plan on doing next week is using your OC with your comfort character. Now, we all can't access our comfort characters in real life, but sometimes we wish we could. We wish we could get that comfort from the character we resonate most with. Not necessarily, some of us don't always want to be that character. Sometimes we just want to have that character give us affirmation, give us comfort, give us kudos, or just kind of commiserate with us. And it feels, sometimes it can feel frustrating when you can't access that character because you feel like that's the one that will get you the most, like the one that gets you the way no one else would, maybe. But when you use your OC, it almost becomes like unlocking a door where you can access your comfort character. So my comfort character is Luz Noceda from the Owl House. She's everything that I wish I had been growing up. My OC is actually much physically much younger than I am. We're going to talk about that. So my OC is a Melbug. I need to, let's see if I can find a picture of my Melbug that's, here we go. So here's Melbug. She's very small, she's very cute, she's very little. She matches who I feel my most vulnerable side is. And you don't have to use your most vulnerable side. Maybe you want to use your strongest side. Maybe you want to depict yourself as very strong, very a very superhero-like, or very cool, or very just the way that you wish you were, or the way that you see yourself. It can be either way. I see myself as very small. I see myself as very childlike. When I'm at my most me, I'm very childlike. I just feel best when I'm small and cute. So I kind of squished her into a character. So we're gonna start with this little diagram. Well, I guess it's a diagram, then a chart that I made. And you don't have to stick to this. I stuck to the most simplified versions of character designs. You can, if you feel up to it, if you feel like you want to challenge your skill, but it's not about skill, but if you want to, you can make the eyes more complicated. You can make facial features much more detailed. This is for people who say, I can't draw, I don't draw, I'm not a good drawer, I'm not an artist. So I wanted to choose the simplest forms of character features. So for the eyes, these are very simple. We've just got two ovals, that's it, and nothing in them. No pupils, no nothing. Um, a very cartoony style. These little bumps right here usually signify cheeks for me because I usually like to add cheeks because I got cheeks. My cheeks are chubby. These are my Melba eyes. Again, there's just ovals, but this time I filled them in with black and I made the little white glares. They look more like bug eyes because she's a little bug. She's like a ladybug. And this, for anyone who likes older cartoon styles or that Cuphead, I think is something that's big right now. Cuphead that kind of borrows from older cartoon styles. Also ovals, um, but it's kind of got a blacked out portion with a wedge just to kind of signify that it's the pupil. Um, and we can go over all of how to draw all of those in the chat. Let me know which ones you want to go over. I'm probably going to be here for about an hour, so until about 4:30 Pacific time. And well, you can ask me to kind of go over whichever one, how to draw. Right now, these are just the visuals. Here's facial, simplified facial shapes. We've got oval, we've got circle, and we've got this kind of shield looking shape that I've used in some of my other drawings, smaller cartoon drawings. So we've got like, this will be kind of be the cheek area, this is the chin area, the eyes go here, so you would put the eyes up here. We've got hands. My Melbug has little mitten hands, because that's just how I feel cutest for my Melbug. We've also got just simplified fingers. You don't have to do them too intricate. You can if you want to. Like I said, I'm not going to try and limit you and say you have to do cartoony style. If you have a style, go for it. This is mostly for anyone who's not sure where to begin. We've also got Powerpuff Girl nub hands. So it's like the mitten hand, but without the thumb. We've got noses. This one is the one that I use on Melbug, is just like a little swoopy triangle. We've got the kind of a more wide nose, which is more like two upside down commas, if you want to think of it that way. And this one's a little bit more intricate, but not by a whole lot. Is this nose. It's kind of like a swoopy triangle, but a little bit more rounded, and just like a little comma on the side, if you want to think of it that way. The mouth, you've got a little simple smiley face with like little smile lines. We've got an open happy face with a tongue. So I can show you how to do that. It's like a very wide U shape. And then if you want to make lips, I can teach you how to do this little Cupid's bow looking very simplified shape of lips. Bodies, I mostly went with torsos. You can go with any shape. These are not limited to, these are just the ones that I could think of for simplified quickness. We've got all the, I tend to gravitate towards this one for my Melbug, just shorter, because I have tummy rolls, so I like to kind of make tummy rolls, but you can use any of these. And then these are expressions. So a lot of the expressions will hinge on, I feel like they mostly hinge on eyebrows. If you kind of do the eyebrows more arched, it's more like surprise or a pleasant surprise, pleasant expressions. If you do them arched inward, they're more worried. It looks more concerned, more sad. If you do them kind of inverted, pointing inwards. That usually is significant of anger. So if you want to draw yourself with different expressions, I will help you also kind of determine that. I do have this saved to my Instagram. Not my Instagram, my iPad. I have it saved to my iPad. If anyone wants this chart for future reference, please, I'm not sure if you can message me on Twitch. You can. Please let me know. Otherwise, you can message me on Instagram. My Instagram is the_artistic_melbug. And you can just message me and ask me for this chart, and I'll send it to you free of charge. I think it's very important that people find ways to cope. And it didn't take very long to draw for me, so it's not like I want to charge you for a tool that I think could benefit you. So what I've got set up right now, I'm gonna start by showing my Melbug, how I draw my Melbug. If anyone wants to pop up in the chats and let me know if there's a feature that you want me to demonstrate, I would love to. I'm also going to teach you how to do poses. Oops, one of my pages fell out. I'm also going to teach you how to do poses in a stick figure method. So with Melbug, I've become so used to drawing her. Everything's falling out. I've become so used to drawing her. So I don't really have to use the stick figure method on her, but I do use the stick figure method when I introduce, you know what? I'm gonna put this down here. And I'm gonna, hopefully you can see that. And then my world is falling apart. Oh gosh. I was hoping you would look a little bit different, but this is fine too. Okay. So. There we go. I'm gonna find a fresh page in my art journal, and again, I do encourage the use of a specific art journal, a journal that you don't mind feeling like you can just draw poorly, because you don't want to be using a journal that you feel like, oh, I have to draw well in this, or I don't want to ruin it. Like, just find something that you're like, I can totally scribble in it and I'll be happy. So we're gonna start with my Melbug. So Melbug has more of a round face, but I do something kind of nuanced. I don't know. I kind of peek it here a little bit, but it's mostly just a round face, let's be honest. So with, I'm going to try and break this down because I am so used to drawing her on a regular basis. It's like teaching how to tie shoes. Okay, but let's see. So with a head, it is going to be more cartoony, so it doesn't have, my style is more cartoony, and for the sake of simplified, I feel like cartoony is more easy to follow. But, so it's not going to be too realistic, but for the sake of some realism, eyes, for reference, usually sit at the very midway of the face, of the head. So you've got, you'll see this a lot if you go onto like YouTube tutorials. So you've got that. I'm gonna do my Melbug eyes. So the eye is gonna sit right on top of that midline. You can make them huge. This is just a guide. So now I've got the eyes right there. I usually do the little glares for my Melbug. But you can also just do any one of these, and I can go over them if you have a question on any of them. I'm going to use this nose for my Melbug, the little swoopy triangle, and it's going to go right where the cross meets. I'm going to start here and swoop. So the point kind of meets on the horizontal line. And then for simplified smile, just a little U shape. She's very, now it's typical cartoony style that when you have a very feminine type character, you might want to add eyelashes. I'm not saying that you have to add eyelashes if you have a feminine character. Maybe you don't want to, maybe you don't like the look, or maybe you're just not interested in eyelashes. But I like having Melbug have eyelashes, so I just do swoop, 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 swoop. So on here, I added one side of the eyes to have eyelashes and then one other eye on the other side to not, in case you want to see what it looks like with or without. So I've got a Melbug face. Now, normally I go for the hair next, but because that's a little bit less of what I want to focus on right now, there's so many variations of hair. That's why I didn't add it into this chart, because you can do curly and it can look poofy, or you can do very curly, or you can do swoopy, which is kind of what I do, or you can do straight or short or long, and there's just so many variations. I didn't want to go through all of them, but what we're gonna do is a pose. We're gonna pose your OC. So we're gonna do my typical pose that I do for Melba. We're gonna start with a stick figure. So she's a very small bug. So that's how you kind of I do intentionally make her head bigger than her body because I think that's adorable. But you can make them taller by making the torso longer, or shorter by making the torso shorter. But this midline right here, that's going to be your torso. Now, I'm going to make the legs. Usually I try to curve the leg out from the torso, just to indicate that this is a leg. Now you can have a very straight leg, or it might get a little complicated just because maybe you want a challenge, maybe you want more variation. But what I usually like to do is put a knee where a knee would be, but very slight. So you see right here, this is where it hinges from the thigh to the calf, because she's gonna be kind of floating, levitating in the air, because she's got wings. She's a little ladybug. So I'm gonna kind of have her leg limp, not completely straight, just kind of limp where the knee goes, and then I'm going to indicate a foot with a little oval where the shoe's gonna be. And then, let's see, I'm going to make another leg here, but she's gonna be kind of Powerpuff Girl posing, I guess. So here's the thigh, and then here's the calf, and here's the leg. So right now we've just got the building of a stick figure. We've got the torso, we've got the front foreground leg, the leg that's facing you, I guess, closer towards you, and then we've got the leg, the second leg, and the feet. For her arms, I usually just do a simple, now I'm going to do shoulders I usually indicate, she might look a little different than my normal Melbug, to be honest. Because I am going into such detail and creating her, I have a feeling she's going to look different than how she usually comes out. She might actually look more mature, but we'll see. So normally to indicate shoulders, I just do a straight across line, because this is going to be where the shoulders come out. But we're going to do an arm here. So here's the elbow, and here's where she's going to be doing like a little kind of cutesy pose with her hand. And I'm going to just indicate that there's a hand with an oval. And then she's going to be waving with the other hand. So I'm just going to do this line here, and then it hinges on the elbow. And then we're going to do the forearm, and then we're going to do an oval to indicate that that's the hand. So we've got a body so far, the map of the body. We don't have this yet. We have the map. So with Melbug, I typically like this one because it's got her little tummy rolls. So I'm just gonna start from here. I'm gonna do like right underneath, right connecting to where the chest is gonna be, just to kind of give me a starting point. I'm gonna follow just this chart. We got these, there's kind of C-shaped inward for the top portion of the chest. And you can make them as wide or as narrow as you like, depending on how you want the character to look. I'm going to bring them in a little bit towards the middle, just to kind of indicate that there's more body. And then I'm going to make smaller C. A smaller C, like a parentheses, I guess you want to look at it that way. And bring it in again. And then just hips. All right. So here is usually where the tummy, the belly ends. Like the bottom of your torso will usually end right here. So we're going to round that out, just to give us an indication of where we are. So next, I've got her thigh, and we're just gonna work around here. I wish I had colored pencils, or at least a colored pen. I used to have a red pen, and now I don't because it dried up. How does an artist have so many colors and yet not the ones in the form that I need? I'll probably get colored pencils at another point for stuff like this. But right now, bear with me. So we're going to work around this leg right here, the forefront leg. So we're going to basically encase the stick in the body. So we're working around it like a bubble. And you can make the leg any body type. So if you want to just have a very thin limbs, see, this is the leg. You can just do straight lines. What I'm doing is she's got chubby legs, so I kind of round out each section. And then I'm going to connect it to her foot. And I usually make her shoe just like a little slipper, so I don't do a lot to it. So now we've got this back leg. And you may have to kind of work around. I'm trying to avoid erasing as much as possible because I want to show that mistakes will likely happen. I can already tell I've probably made a few mistakes, proportion wise, but like, so what? This is for me. I'm not really trying to make money off of this picture right here or sell it. This is just gonna be a lot of practice. And again, I'm not used to breaking down Melbug, but we're gonna try this. So we've got this line right here. Now, because she's got chubby legs, I'm not going to make another line in here. It's gonna be like her thigh is just very chubby. So I'm just gonna work around the outside of this line. The most I'll do is right here just to indicate that her leg is bent. And then I'm gonna work around this line. We still have this line back here, indicating that there's more leg. And I'm going to connect it to the foot. And then I'm going to make it into a slipper. All right. And then we've got this line here. So what is that? That is the neck. So I'm just going to make a kind of tree trunk around the neck. Next, we got arms. You got the shoulder. We're going to work around the line work, and then we're gonna again work around the line work, and then we're gonna have her little mitten hand. Now her thumb comes here, it's just a little oval, and then she's got her little mitten hand. That's the kind of hand that I give Melbug. If you want to go over something else, we can. And here we go. We have like a half hour left. If I go over a little, because I'm trying to make sure you get the kind of... I want to very thoroughly go over the stick figure method. So I might go over my time a little bit, but I do want to do just an hour tops. Again, see, we've got this line, and now we work around the line. And now see, the wrist is a little bit thinner than the rest of the arm, so we kind of go towards, we draw our line work towards the wrist, towards the hand. When we wave, usually our thumb faces us, so I'm going to make her little oval thumb right here, and then her little oval for the hand. All right, so what we've got, I'm going to erase the, I guess you could call it the skeleton. And you don't have to erase yours right away if you want guidelines to see where you are at. But just so I can show you what we are working with. This is the body we have. Now, I did the body facing really front ways, when she's technically, if you notice the direction of the line and her eye line is technically facing that way. So you can leave it this way if you want. But if you want to kick it up a notch, if you want to be more directionally accurate, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to remove this waist part and make it more of a tummy because her tummy is facing that way. So you don't see so much of a waist. You see her tummy, but you see the back, the other side. So she's more, it looks more like she's facing a different direction. Now, Melbug wears a dress. Clothes are a whole different step. I would suggest just going for it. Like, what do you see yourself wearing? I wouldn't start too complicated. Maybe start with a shirt and pants. Melbug wears a dress, so I don't really draw a whole dress above her. I start from where I think her skirt would be. So the skirt kind of starts at the waist. So I'm gonna just draw the sides of kind of what would be a triangle. For drawing a dress, or the bottom skirt portion of a dress, I like to add movement so that it looks more like the dress is flowing instead of just a straight across line. So I'll make the bottom hem a little like a wave. I start up here, like a little roller coaster, go down and then go up. And then, because that is her clothes now, I can erase what it's covering, which is the top portion of her legs. So we've got a little dress. Her neckline, you can do a V-neck, or you can do a turtleneck by having the neckline higher, but I'm gonna erase right here where we had the shoulder line, so we have just the neck, and I'm going to make a U underneath her neck for the dress neckline. Melbug has puffy sleeves, so I'm just gonna make 2 circles where her shoulders are to show that she has a puffy sleeved dress. And I'm mostly erasing just to show you where it's headed, but normally I go over my drawing first, the lines that I want to keep, with a micro pen, or you can use a ballpoint pen. You don't have to use a special fancy artist pen, just use what you have. Use a pencil, use an eraser. If you want to kind of do what I'm doing, to erase the lines as you go, use a ballpoint pen, use a micro pen, use a marker, whatever works for you. So for the sake of showing it a little bit more clearly, I am going to go over these lines with my pen so that I can more thoroughly erase the lines that we no longer need. So if you want to take this time to do that, you can. You're just redrawing it. I'm not gonna draw this part in my my pen yet, because I don't want to go over here, but I don't want to have a line where I would normally have the hair. Do this, my eyes. And you might forget certain lines, like maybe you accidentally did forget to go over a line with a pen. It's really not that big of a deal. You'll remember for the most part what it looked like. It's especially because you'll have those eraser lines left behind and you'll be able to trace those. So almost done. All right, I think that's it. I'm gonna thoroughly erase. See, I forgot her little leg line here to show that it's another leg. Just kind of and then I forgot her neckline too, so I knew I was gonna forget a couple lines. Her shoulders here. There we go. All right. So, extra features. Oh, hi. Hello, Swifty. It's nice to meet you. So, basically what I'm doing is teaching you how to do an OC. Design your own personal OC for healing art. So I'm kind of showing how I made Melbug. And so extra features for my OC because so Melbug comes from the nickname that my husband gave me. So she's a ladybug. So I'm gonna go with pencil right now to kind of show her. It's something that matters a lot to me. I used it for my own mental health, for my coping skill, and I want to show the use of art as a healthy coping skill, as opposed to self-destructive behaviors and maladictive behaviors. So if you want to stick around, I can show you also how this came around, or you can rewatch the stream. But I will show what I was doing was the stick art method, the stick figure method. I can't talk. Stick figure method to map out the body. So this is my little personal OC that I use to express my own expressions. So she has wings. Oops, that's not how I wanted to do. Her ladybug wings tend to look like a dome with spots. So I'm just gonna start from her shoulders. And this part isn't as important, but it is to me because this is what makes her Melbug. You might want to make animal ears. You might want to make a tail. You might want to make fairy wings. Oh, I'd really appreciate that, Swifty. You might want to make fairy wings. But I make her ladybug wings, and it's simple. So from here, I just go over it with my pen. Dots. And on my Instagram, I do have some pictures. I wish I had found, I did not think to find, I did not think to find my pictures of Melbug that I had done in the past. What is a raid? Sorry, I'm very new to Twitch. I'm not entirely sure what raid means. But yeah, so we've got wings. We're gonna do host up. I don't know what that means. I'm so new to this. I wish I knew what any of this meant. So I'm gonna do her hair. And I just kind of do swoopy lines. But again, I'm going to want you to experiment with how you want to do hair. Because there's so many different ways to do hair. It means as part of her viewers. Oh, thank you. Okay, wow. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. You guys are sweet. You all are sweet. Thank you. All right, so what we've got here is this torso, we've got the little belly rolls because I have belly rolls. And I like my belly rolls. I'm okay with that. I've got my little bug eyes. I can color these in, but basically you get the idea. They are supposed to look like that. They're a lot neater because I did them on my iPad. I wanted them to look clearer for you. I've got the simple mouth. I've got the swoopy triangle nose. Oh no, happy birthday! Oh my gosh, you with 11 viewers, you're so sweet, bat from hell. Okay, I like that name, and no worries, no worries. I mean, it's celebrate your birthday. How old are you turning, or how old did you turn? I hope you're having a great birthday. So what we can do now, we've got different features. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I got really excited. Is there any feature from the OC list, the OC chart, that you want to... We need to support the stream. More hosts means more viewers. Oh, thank you. You guys are sweet. So we're gonna try and do an OC that's not mine. 32 years old. Well, congratulations. I hope you have a great new year of life. So again, as I was saying, I have this chart. I'm gonna upload it onto my Instagram, which is the_artistic_melbug, so that you can kind of have this visual on how to kind of design a simplified OC for healing art. So we're gonna do, you know what, I want to do these, if that's okay with you. I'm gonna do these eyes, and I'm gonna do this body, I think, and I'm gonna do maybe these lips and these hands. For it's been the best birthday. I'm so glad. What have you been doing for your birthday besides drinking? What else have you been doing? Are you celebrating with friends? Are you out somewhere? Are you staying in? So I'm gonna do an oval face. I'm gonna erase this real quick. So before I move on to kind of show you again, now that I've got all of your attention, I'm so excited that you all are here. Thank you for coming. The point of the OC is to have a little alter ego that you can kind of work through your emotions through. So a lot of the time, I wonder if I can find on my Instagram, I'll show you one of the things that I did when I was in, I went to the chocolate cafe. Ooh, and awesome hot chocolate, then went out for lunch, and then I got very drunk on my birthday stream. I have never heard of a chocolate cafe. I am incredibly jealous, and I want to go. That sounds amazing. So I'm glad you're having a happy birthday. So let's see, where can I find my Instagram? This is only like my second official stream, so I'm trying to get myself organized. Gosh, okay, here we go. Instagram, and then we're gonna go to mine. Nope. All right. Here's one. So I was able to have, I would print. See, oh, thank you. Okay, so I at some point went to the hospital for mental health reasons, and I've been there a couple times. They let me keep my sketchbook as long as, I mean, they had to keep it up front for me because it was hardcover. Um, but when they allowed me to use it, this is gonna be kind of sad, so a little bit of a trigger warning. My mailbag is dressed in hospital garb. If you don't like that, maybe look away. But it is important because this is kind of how I coped in the hospital. So I made how I felt instead of doing other self-destructive things. Instead of and I expressed myself through my mailbag. So, and that's kind of where we get the expressions. So as I was saying before, we've got happy, and I think a lot of the expressions hinge on eyebrows right here. When they're uplifted, we've got more of a pleasant, happy, excited look. When I feel sad, or worried or concerned, I have these inverted these little U-shaped eyebrows to show that I'm worried with a little frown. When I'm angry or frustrated, I will make these pointed inward to show anger. So let's do not a mailbag. We're going to do a completely different design. And we're going to say, for the sake of demonstrating healing and expressing all emotion, I'm going to say we're going to do angry. Is that an angry OC? I'm going to express my anger through a new character design. So I'm going to do an oval shaped head. I'm going to start with an oval. I'm going to decide I want to do these eyes. They're very simple. Again, this is all simplified. You can get as complicated as you want. These are just for the people who are like, I don't know how to draw. I'm not very good at drawing. I don't know how to do detailed work. I'm not very good at detailed work either. So I'm going to go with these. Those are just ovals without the glares, without the mailbag glares. Just ovals, and we've got cheeks to kind of indicate the bottom. And I'm going to do a swoopy nose because that's very easy for me. And I'm going to do, you know what? We did this one last time, which is right here. I'm going to show the lips because I know that might be a little bit more complicated, but it's not too hard. It's simplified lips. So what I'm going to do it in my pen because it's a little bit darker. I'm going to do an M shape, a wide M shape, and just kind of bring the corners, the ends of the M out. So it's like an M with feet. And then I'm going to draw a line straight across. I'm going to color in the triangles now. And then I'm going to make the bottom lip, it's going to be a U, and then another U connecting it. And then you just kind of got that. So I'm going to do that on this little person. An M is going to be smaller. And then there you go. It's exactly it. And sometimes I'll use it to show my husband how I'm feeling as well. If I can't verbalize what I'm going through, if I can't verbalize how I'm feeling, I will sometimes draw my mailbag and be like, hey. So the thing that she's doing with her face is how I feel inside. So, but since she's not, this character isn't happy, I forgot, and angry, we're going to turn the corners down a little bit. We're going to do eyebrows. Angry. Angry. Okay, let's see, what else? We're going to do a pose. We're going to do, so usually when maybe you're angry, you might feel like you're hunched over. So I'm going to start from here and hunch you over. Now I'm going to make bent legs to kind of show that I'm just very standing my, like I'm standing my ground in my anger. This is how I feel right now. So this is going to be the thigh. This is going to be the knee. And then we have a flat surface, so the foot will be here. And then we're going to do another one. That's the hope. That is, it makes it easy. I want to make it easy, and like I don't know exactly, and that's, I want to make art accessible for people. I want to make it accessible for people to draw what they feel without fear that they're not doing it right, or they're not good enough, or that they aren't artists or whatever. Like, just the point is that if we can get as many people away from maladictive behaviors, from self-destructive behaviors, to things that are more productive, more healthy, and something that I remember hearing when I was in the hospital, we had an art therapist there who just kind of set out a bunch of projects and said, and you know what the cool thing is when you finish a little piece, a drawing or a project, you kind of get this feeling of, I did that. This feeling of pride, like I did what the ugly things I felt inside, I put them out into something that looks like I'm proud of it. So we've got this, I'm doing the stick figure method, which is mapping out what I want the limbs to do. So we're also going to do we're going to do the shoulder connecting to the chest, kind of. We're just going to do a line right about here. And we're going to do this to be it's going to go into the chest, but right now we're going to use this back part for the shoulder. And it's going to go into the arm. This is going to go to the top of the arm, to the forearm. And we're going to do a fist. Now we're going to do the body. So we're doing this kind of like slender body. We did my little chubby body. We're going to do a more slender body. So we've got the arm. We've got that. I drew in the chest here just because I want to draw another arm out here, doing also a fist. So we've got the frame. We've got the map. So I'm going to do the neck. We're going to draw around the lines. We've got your chest here. We're going to draw around this line, box it in, and that's where the torso ends. We're going to, I usually like to sometimes make it an oval just so I can draw around the line easier. And I still sometimes make mistakes. Proportion-wise, I'm not always great with proportions, but that's absolutely okay. Support worker for people with autism learning challenges and people with mental health issues, and this is something I would 100% use. This is beautiful. I really do hope that you teach it. I would be so proud and so happy if you did. I would love it. Actually, what I was going to do what I was just saying, next week, I'm gonna try and consistently stream on Tuesdays at 3:30. So next Tuesday at 3:30, I'm gonna do kind of part 2. It's gonna be your OC, but we're gonna work with your OC and your comfort character. So sometimes my comfort character is a cartoon character. It's Luz Noceda from the Owl House, because she's very kind and she's very friendly and she's very outgoing and she's just got the biggest heart. And sometimes I wish that I was more like her, and I wish I had a friend like her when I was much younger. So we're going to show how you can draw your OC interacting with your comfort character to kind of get the feeling of being comforted or being commiserated with from someone that we have friends. Most of us have some friends, whether they're just online or in real life. We have some family that maybe we feel comfortable with, but sometimes we don't want to talk to them. And sometimes we're not ready to talk to them. Sometimes we just want Luz Noceda to give us a hug. Or your favorite person from your book. And that's absolutely okay. Yeah, and I don't want it to be limited with the sheet. I'm actually going to upload this onto my Instagram. Do you know if there is a way to share it? I'd love to be able to have it accessible to anyone who was here today. I want to post it. I'm not charging at all for it. If you want to message me, if there's a way to message me on Twitch, I will send it to you for free. I have it saved on my Instagram. My iPad is what I meant to say. I have it saved on my iPad. I could just send it to whoever needs one. And it's just the very simplified features. I didn't want to do anything too crazy or too intricate. If you want to do something intricate, do you use Discord? I do have Discord, yes. I don't use it a lot, but so I kind of forget what my name is. It's still something with Melbug. Let me check. Got it. Let me see. It's just Melbug. So my Discord name is literally just Melbug. M like Mary, E-L, and then bug like ladybug. So yeah, if there's a way I can share it through Discord to all of you, I would love to. And I made sure to use different skin tones, different body types, different hands, as much variety without it being too overwhelming. When I'll pop you and invite your Twitch on your Twitch Whispers. Please join in however I can help you. Thank you so much, Swifty. Thank you. You're amazing. All right. So continuing with this, we're gonna draw around the line right here. So now we've connected it to the foot. We're going to, now usually the wrist is where it's smallest, so we're going to connect it kind of like triangle wise towards the fist. We're going to, with this arm, just because it's so perfect, I guess not perfect, but like the way it's shaped, I don't really have to draw around. I can just add a line next to it, and then we've got, I'm really bad at drawing fists, I'll be honest, so I'm just gonna draw a little oval next to it to show that that's a thumb. And that's absolutely okay. You can just use what you're good at. You don't have to please anyone. Now I'm gonna do hair. Let's see, how do I want to do hair? Maybe long and straight. So I'm gonna do like curtain bangs, kind of, just because they're easy. Hair, again, I want you to experiment with as much as possible, because I'm also not super great at hair and not, so we've got that. So clothes are gonna come however you want them to look. I'm gonna draw, for the sake of, you know what, so that we don't get confused with all of these lines. I'm going to go over it with my pen. I'm going to round out some of what I want to be more natural. That way I can erase all the extra lines. So I'm just gonna follow the path of the outside lines. I'm not gonna draw the inner stick figure lines. I'm just gonna follow the outside path of my lines. So this is again just a very rough, like, using the features to make an OC. And you can definitely spice them up however you want. You can use wings. You can use horns. You can do animal ears. You can do whatever you want. I think I want to do... How about some ears? Some, like, I don't know, fox ears. I'm going to do like a triangle. They look more like horns. But you know, you get to experiment with your OC. So now I'm gonna erase all the inner lines. And again, I forgot that I have this line. I've got... So it looks... Because I'm not used to drawing this character. But this is oftentimes how I draw other illustrations. Is through the stick figure method. And I'll usually spend a lot more time on it if I'm feeling some kind of way. If I'm feeling frustrated, if I'm feeling depressed, if I'm feeling even happy. I have a lot of inner energy that I feel like I want to express. A good thing to do is to take as much time on making your character, on expressing yourself through your character. The longer it takes, the more of your energy will be expelled until you kind of like... until you kind of wear yourself out. By the time you're done, by the time you've decorated your OC, you're probably like, whew, that was a lot of focus. You focused on something for a very long time. So that's why this is rougher. I mostly did it for demonstration purposes. So you could see how to use the stick figure method. But normally, if I am feeling other stuff, very different energies, different negative energies or whatever, I'll take more time to get it right so that I have focus. Let's see. So it is 4:30. I did want to make sure that I only went for an hour because I don't want to overwhelm anyone. I basically got the basics down. I'm going to post this on my YouTube, which is Melbug's World. I'll show you what that looks like. I gotta go to my channel. So this is Melbug's World. I'm gonna upload it here. I've got some stuff already. I've got a couple music videos, animated music videos. I've got some other art stuff on here. It's not very full, but like I'm trying to add these videos there for future use for anyone who wants these tutorials. Swifty, thank you so much for bringing in and Batty from Hell. thank you, you guys. I really appreciate the love, and I guess I just want to kind of go over some of the places that you can see me. I'm on Instagram at the artistic Melbug. I'm on YouTube under Melbug's World. I'm on Etsy. I sell bags that I've painted, purses mostly. I also have brooches that I've painted. My Etsy is gifts, like presents, gifts by Melbug. I'm on Twitter under, also I believe under Artistic Melbug. I'm on Facebook if you want to connect with me, if you want to message. I'm open. Like, I really value mental health because I have my own mental health issues. And I've had to deal with them for since I was in high school, and I'm almost 30. And you can only deal with it so much without tools for so long. And art was what helped me keep, along with my husband, along with the people I love and the people that I feel connected to. Even when I felt like I didn't have that, even the times that I felt lonely, I had art. I had the times when I would make something and be like, wow. Like, my art has improved since I was in high school. But when I was in high school, I was still very, like, I made that. All the ugly feelings inside. I put it onto paper and I love it. So I want to give that to people. So it's 4:37 now. I'm gonna get going. It was so nice to meet y'all. I loved having you here. I hope to see you next week when we do OC with Comfort Character. All right, y'all. Have a great night, evening, day, and Swifty, I will see you on Discord. Thank you. And Bat from Hell, actually. I'll see Bat from Hell on Discord. Thank you so much, y'all. Bye.